It's not a Chinese virus, by the way.
No.
And we
What
need
is
to
it,
know,
Tom?
we need to let
What?
people know about that,
Yeah,
that it's not just a Chinese virus. Yeah,
of
I
course
got
it
hit
isn't.
in China, but there's always other viruses that happen in Africa, in America. Recently, I found out some statistics that in America, this flu virus has killed thousands of people, a whole lot more than what the coronavirus is doing. And I even knew of people on my Facebook who I personally knew, and they had family members who were killed by this flu. So this is no joking matter. These viruses are killing people, and it's dangerous. And I think part of it is just that it was bound to happen. You know, you're going to have these kind of super bugs, and they're going to spread, and it's inevitable. This is not just a case of it's a Chinese virus. It can happen in any other country as well.
What do you know about the virus? I mean, neither of us are doctors, Tom,
Sure, I
but
know I'm not a
is it
scientist.
is it entirely novel, or is it closely related to previously seen viruses?
Well, there's different theories, and you also have some crackpot conspiracy theories that there's some, Wuhan had some type of bio weapons. It's a little bit tricky because as a scientist, I would not know exactly what type of virus it is and the specifics of it, but whatever it is, and they said that there was some pangolin animal that somehow was a carrier of it. But the thing is, the scientists are still working on trying to figure that out. And when they figure that out, then that can help with finding a vaccine and finding some cure for it. Because you have to find out what exactly the illness is so you can address it directly. And the Chinese are working really hard on that in Wuhan, as well as in Shanghai and Beijing. All the scientists and medical staff are acting in a very heroic manner to handle the coronavirus right now.
I mean, we only eat nice animals like cows and lambs and fish
okay. I
and
see what you're
chicken
getting
and
at.
turkey
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
pigs. We only eat these animals. The Chinese, on the other hand, they eat a whole different kind of animal, and that is one of the racist tropes.
Yeah, I'd like
here.
to
Address that. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not eating monkeys. We're not eating bats. This theory that the Chinese love eating bats or monkeys. I have lived in China for 10 years. I have never witnessed at any time a Chinese person, and I have a Chinese wife, who's eating monkeys or bats. I mean, that's a joke. And I think you do have maybe some of these wildlife places. It's possible that they were exotic animals and some of the people wanted to have them as pets, but I really doubt that they were cooking them for dinner. That's total nonsense. I don't know anyone who has these kind of dietary habits in China. I have not met, and I have spent a lot of time in rural areas as well. My wife is from the rural area. They don't eat bats. They don't eat monkeys. That's nonsense. It's racist as well. And the British media is the one who was posting that kind of nonsense. The Daily Mail and all this, the Sun. I mean, crazy articles that they were posting.
I read somewhere that there was 100,000 foreigners in Wuhan just prior to the outbreak of the epidemic for some sports festival, I think. Is that a fact, and could that have anything to do with this?
I think there's probably some truth to it. You got to also realize that before the quarantine was in effect, as I mentioned earlier, sometimes you hear of a bug and then there's a few media stories, but it's a lot of times like, the boy who cried wolf. Are you really sure this is the real deal this time? And so it took about a week or two before the Wuhan officials realized that this was a really serious virus. And during that week or two, if there were major events, they were not stopped. So yes, I do believe that was a strong possibility.